so hard to go against the grain. If you want something extremely different for your life, you have to do things that are extremely different than other people. And that's just the way it is. What's up, guys? Today we're going to do some Q&A with my cat. All right, today's actually a quick one. I'm going to answer one question from Brady, who comes from Pennsylvania in the US. He sent a question in on Instagram. I posted a Money Monday story a while ago and asked you guys to submit some questions. He sent in a question about entrepreneurship that I wanted to answer. Cat are everywhere. It's such a bad idea. Terrible idea. What did I expect when I started as an entrepreneur? So what did I expect when I started as an entrepreneur? So first of all, I think we should probably define what entrepreneur is, because hold on. Hey Google, what is the definition of an entrepreneur?
Here's the definition of entrepreneur: a person who organizes and operates a business or businesses, taking on greater than normal financial risks in order to do so.
Someone who takes on greater than normal financial risk to start a business. I think that's actually maybe the opposite of what I'm doing. I mean, I'm doing that a little bit, but not greater than normal financial risk. Because if you know me and you know my content and everything I talk about in terms of risk and diversifying your investments, I take very little risk. I'm actually risk averse. I don't think I fit the true definition of an entrepreneur. Okay, so what did I expect when I started as an entrepreneur? So there's a few things. A lot of entrepreneurs notice a problem, they kind of come up with a solution, no one's doing it, I'm gonna do it. Then go and try and fix the problem, or present that to other people who are going to buy your product or invest in you or whatever. I think we all have a misconception of the amount of time that it takes to either sell your idea to someone else, or get people to invest in your idea, or even just how long it takes to grow something. Like if you're an entrepreneur, you're trying to grow something new, which means it didn't exist before. No one thought that that thing needed to exist. That's why it doesn't exist. And you're the first one, or at least you're the first one that you know of. So you're fighting against a lot of different factors. Society didn't think that this thing needed to exist. You thought that it did, and you're pursuing it. You're gonna face a lot of resistance. And with that resistance comes doubt, like self-doubt. You're gonna get doubt from people that are closest to you, like friends, family. You're absolutely gonna get doubt from strangers. You know, all those warriors online leaving comments. There's an endless amount of people leaving comments that are negative, that will try and stop you from doing what you're doing. But if you believe in what you're doing and you think that this thing that you're working towards has to exist, that beats everything. Being self-confident is super important. I think when I first set out, I had very low expectations in terms of support that I would receive from other people. Having done a few things in my life where I tried to start something new, build it, and either sell it or sell a service or sell a product or whatever. I think from that experience, I learned that it's really tough. Like no one's gonna support you other than you. So you need to be in a good place mentally. You should always take negative feedback. You should always accept feedback from other people, positive or negative. You should take it all in, depending on how much weight you assign to it. If someone keeps telling you all this negative feedback, listen to what they're saying, but kind of evaluate it yourself and decide, is that actually valid? Or is this person giving me biased feedback? Does this person not want me to succeed? Does this person not want me to risk financially to do something? Does this person not want to see me whatever? A lot of people's advice is a little bit biased, so you gotta be careful. So you need to be in a good place mentally up in here. So it's all mentally in your own head. It's tough, like you need to be in a great place mentally, or you need to surround yourself with extremely positive people that can A, support you, but B, you still want them to tell you the truth. Because if you're an entrepreneur and you're heading down a path of developing a product and everyone can see how this product is gonna be a bad idea and you just completely block them all out, like one or two things are gonna happen. Either you're gonna never give up and you're gonna develop this product, you're either gonna stick it out, you're gonna bring it to the market, and the market's gonna decide like, hey, this is overpriced for what it does, or this thing you've created, it's not as useful as you think, or you know what, just no one's gonna buy this. Based on the market. Like once you present this to the mass population. So that's the one route. One route is that you stick it out and you go. You block everyone out mentally and you just keep pushing on through and you develop this product, which may not sell. People are gonna see it and decide, no. Or it may sell. And sometimes you don't know that until the market decides. And and the market won't decide until you've finished and presented it to the market itself. So that's the risk. All tied up in there, that's inherently the risk with entrepreneurship. The difference between an entrepreneur and somebody who works in a business is if you kind of go through the system, you're being trained to work in an existing job in a company somewhere on the planet. If you're an entrepreneur, you don't necessarily fit into that. Sometimes you would enjoy doing many roles and having many responsibilities, and your day-to-day activity or your day-to-day job changes so much. It changes every single day, because when you're an entrepreneur or when you're a sole business owner, you're the salesperson, you're the strategist, you're the one who's building the product. So if you're building software, you're the developer. If you're building a product, you're the designer, you're the manufacturer. So you're literally wearing every hat inside the organization. So all the pressure and all the decision making gets placed on your shoulders. So you are ultimately in charge of your own success and your own failure. So back to expectations, there's a lot of responsibility, and that's kind of where the risk comes in. It's all on you. In terms of my own experiences, like starting this financial website and teaching people and meeting people and helping them get out of debt and invest their money. So in terms of the stuff that I'm doing, I wear every hat under the sun. So I'm like developing the website, I'm creating content on Instagram, on YouTube, I'm writing blog posts, I'm meeting people for coffee and kind of explaining ways that they could think about money differently. I'm vetting a whole bunch of financial products that I would maybe someday promote on this channel. I have to vet them out because I'm never gonna promote something that I don't either use personally or believe in. I have to make sure that these products are actually something that I'm gonna use and something that I think that you guys would use. Otherwise, what's the point of me pushing this stuff to you guys? I have to email affiliate marketing organizations to figure out, is there a possibility for a partnership there? Do they have products that align perfectly with what my brand is? On top of that, I'm lining up speaking engagements. So I'm emailing and calling different organizations to figure out, what is their mission statement and does that line up perfectly with what I'm doing? Is there a possibility to speak at their next event? What is their audience like, to get an understanding of who they are and what value can I bring to their organization? So the whole gambit of roles. That's why I'm saying you pretty much wear every hat under the sun and all responsibility lays on you. So if you let something drop, for example, if I stopped posting to YouTube, you wouldn't be watching this video. If I stopped posting to Instagram a while ago, I wouldn't even have started YouTube. So everything kind of falls on your shoulders. So that's huge, and that's something that every entrepreneur needs to know, that you wear all the hats and all the risk and all the responsibility and all the control lays on your shoulders, which is great and terrible and terrifying and can be disastrous at the same time. In terms of expectations, is you should set your goals really, really high, but be extremely patient with how long it's going to take to get there. And by patient, I mean years. Like we see all these unicorn companies that have started the popularity of like Facebook and Twitter and Tesla. We all have these big visions of where we want to be, but we also want to be there right now. That you cannot do. Sometimes we see people who seem to be like overnight sensations, but that's why they always say like, oh, it's a 20-year overnight sensation. Like it took 20 years for that person to then become an overnight sensation for the next day that happened. Then they became super popular and had all this awareness and came out with this product and all that kind of stuff. But it took 20 years to get there. Good things, good quality things that you're trying to build, they take a lot of time. You have to have this overarching long-term plan of where you want to be, why you're doing it, what you're working towards. But that has to be like years in the future. And what happens every single day is you have to hustle. You have to work hard every single day, which means if you're working a job, you come home, you stay up late working. You don't go out and party and hang out with your friends and stuff like that. Your social life goes way down. As an entrepreneur, if you're working extremely hard, you won't have a social life because you're basically trying to create something different than society. It's quite normal in society to have a job, hang out with your coworkers, drink, party, enjoy life. You're going against the grain, which means that you probably won't have those things. So that means it's working extremely hard. So if you're working towards something extremely different in your life, you have to do things that are extremely different than other people. That's just like a key understanding of entrepreneurship. And that's just that's just the way it is. Guys, thanks for watching this video. Hopefully that answered your question. If not, shoot me a message or leave a comment. I'll follow up with you guys. Hit the like button below if you're into that kind of thing. Subscribe if you're not yet, and these will be delivered right to your inbox. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Hey. Very angry questions. Very angry questions. You don't want to be on YouTube? Okay.